Spirit, writing free. Okay, we're now back to DreamWorks again. I used to like this show back when it was released on Netflix, but the more I think about it, the more problems I have. First off, it's nice that they're going for the cel shading route that stays true to Stallion of the Cimarron, but the execution of the animation turns out to be an ugly cheap downgrade of the studio's other TV shows that use computer animation. It just results in the show looking like a Nintendo 64 or PlayStation game. Again, those Monster High movies look better than this. Secondly, the new characters are too bland with none of their own personalities. They can be either Mary Sue's or Major Pingase's. Spirit himself is probably the only good character here cause his personality and charm were already developed in the movie. Third, the theme song is just awful. Again, it's nice to have a country song for the opening theme to fit the southern theming of the show, but the execution is so bad due to the overly simple lyrics and the embarrassing ear-boggling vocals that might as well irritate the Skylanders. The plot is so forgettable that I can't remember a single thing that happened, and I still watched this on Netflix when it premiered. Don't get me started in the upcoming movie that's coming out next year. Oh my god, it's my least anticipated DreamWorks movie, and my least anticipated animated movie of 2021. Seriously, I am more excited for frickin' Hotel Transylvania 4, Boss Baby 2 or the Paw Patrol movie than this. At least with those three films, I see the slightest bit of potential in them. This on the other hand has no chance of being good at all. As of 2020, there are 3 DreamWorks movies scheduled for 2021, with the other 2 being the aforementioned Boss Baby 2 and the more anticipated Bad Guys adaptation. DreamWorks, have you learned nothing from 2014? 2 of your movies from that year bombed, and they got your PGI division shut down. You cannot do this again. Just cancel the writing-free movie already, delay the other 3 upcoming movies you have, and you will be saved from the pandemic. As for the Netflix series, sorry Spirit, but I ain't got the spirit of your movie. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, based on the Sony animated film of the same name. I used to also like this series when it premiered, but looking back at it now, it's just as bad as the movie's 2013 sequel. The biggest issue with this show is the lack of faith it has to the franchise. I haven't seen the first Cloudy film, but I still know when some adaptation screws up the source material. The plot of Flint going to high school and causing hijinks with his inventions is very idiotic and dull, and has already been done with many other cartoons, notably Dexter's Laboratory, Jimmy Neutron, and Johnny Test. Yes, it's a prequel to an animated movie about an inventor, but at least make something better out of it, like make him go to an inventor's academy, and join a group of other scientists like him. That would make a great show for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but no, Cartoon Network wanted a generic high school sitcom to cash in on both Disney Channel and the Cloudy Meatballs movies. Guess what came out of that? Low ratings that caused the channel to dump the show in their streaming service. And no, it's not HBO Max, but it's the frickin' Boomerang app. The characters are also annoying and unappealingly cartoony. Their voice acting is just drugged up and over the top. Well, guess what, so is the computer animation of the movies. Speaking of animation, the new Flash animation here looks much worse. Just look at this. Yuck. Not as bad as some other show in the list, but still, yuck. Going back to the cashing in thing, when it comes to the Disney Channel aspect, you got another show based on a Sony movie, Hotel Transylvania, the series, and that is also a prequel to their film, and it stays true to the title. That show still takes place in the hotel itself that still exists in it. The Cloudy series, in the other hand, doesn't have food falling from the sky, so what's the point of calling this prequel the same name as the movie it takes place before? Then you got the aspect of the movies it's based on. Honestly, I have one red button to push. Who the fish thought asked for this? Seriously, this is something nobody demanded, not even the fans. Perhaps those movies got obscure, so that's legitimately causing all the low ratings. Well, I have nothing else to say about the show, so let's move on to the next show by saying, and Ahmed is right. Adventures of Puss in Boots. Oh boy, we're getting to the bottom 3 shows, aren't we? We're also going back to DreamWorks, again. Dude, I am noticing a small pattern here. Don't worry, this is probably the last DreamWorks show on the list, yay. That's because it's obviously the worst of the studio's movie-based shows. What makes this top the other ones in terms of DreamWorks film-turned-garbage cartoon shows is the same problem as both Riding Free and Cloudy Meatballs, which is not capturing the spirit of Puss himself for his 2011 spin-off movie. This show is boring. So boring that it surpasses boringly bad. It's god-awfully boring. There's nothing funny. Nothing to get your adrenaline pumping, and that's bad for an action show by the way. Nothing that's entertaining, nothing interesting, and nothing clever going on here. It is just Puss going on favored adventures filled with an impressive swashbuckling and forgettable shenanigans. That's not Puss in Boots. He's supposed to be this delinquent who ran out of town for bank robbery and teams up with Humpty Dumpty and Kitty Softpaws to steal golden eggs, but quits and becomes a hero that takes down thieves before he met Shrek. I know you can't copy the plot of the movie in the form of a TV series, but you should at least know who the character is. A badass cat who sneaks into lairs and slices and dices bad guys in the balls, not some child who messes with the human race and goes bonkers. That's out of character for Puss. The animation is also really bad. Puss has more fur in this show than his freaking movie, and it looks like crap. Again, I have nothing else to say, so next.